Welcome to Total Pole Nation. It's Lambo. Lambo's Sports presented by Satellite Sports Network. We're going to get into the NFL today. We got all these defensive guys getting extensions. You got the Cowboys extending Malik Hooker, the Saints extending Cam Jordan, and then you got my favorite man, Matt Judon, who's a former Baltimore Raven. He got a raise as well. But we're going to be talking about the Matthew Judon at first. So on Friday, Matthew Judon adjusted his raise, so apparently he will be making $18 million this year. Now his contract will still remain the same. He will have 2 seasons left on this deal. He will hit the free agency after the 2024 season, but he got a raise. So Judon from the 2020, Matthew Judon from the 2023 season, a defensive lineman for the Patriots, adjusting his raise guarantees from $2 million to $14 million, and will allow to make 4-time Pro Bowler to make $18 million this year. Like I said, no years were added to the contract. It was reported that Matthew Judon was unhappy with the contract situation, that he wanted it adjusted ahead of the season. But the star pass rusher has been in training camp as well, but he hasn't done much conditioning in the first couple of weeks. And not something I'm very concerned about because I think last year Matt Judon had 12 and a half, 13 sacks back-to-back seasons. So, I mean, he was basically our lead sacker. But, they formed a deal. The relationship looks fine, and he's in full practice going forward. He wants to retire a New England Patriot, and he wants to stay with Bill Belichick. But you know how that goes, because Bill Belichick in the past has gotten rid of good defensive guys, and Lloyd Malloy, and Malcolm Butler, and Richard Seymour, and he's known for getting rid of some very, very good. Very good guys, Randy Moss. I mean, the list goes on and on. He doesn't want to leave New England. He wants to stay here forever. He was from the Baltimore Ravens. He joined the Patriots in 2021. He's already been solidified as one of the best pass rushers in the NFL, and is coming off another season, which last year he had 15 and a half sacks, 14 tackles for loss, and 2 fumbles. So the year before he had 12 and a half sacks. This year he had 2021 he had 12 and a half sacks, and then last season he had 15 and a half sacks and 14 tackles for loss. So Matt Judon, very good presence, very good pass rusher. I think he'll get up to, maybe close to, 17 and a half sacks. Maybe this year is, the goal for that longer time. So it's just all of this stuff is just a matter of time. We will see, how this goes with the Matt Judon situation. But I think Matt Judon, is he going to be a Patriot forever? I'm not really sure. We're going to have to see how that goes. But we're going to talk about the Dallas Cowboys real quick. And, Malik Hooker, he agreed to a 3-year extension worth $24 million. Now, you know how I feel about those Dallas Cowboys. Those Dallas Cowboys are nauseating, they're loud. But I think Malik Hooker is a very, very, good guy. His terms are with $16 million and a half guaranteed money, an $8 million signing bonus, which is due with 15 days. He's played with the Cowboys in the past 2 seasons. His first 4 seasons, he played for Indianapolis Colts, which he only started 16 games, 6 starts last year, but he also had 62 tackles, 44 solo, and 3 interceptions. He was a free agent back in March, but he is tied with the Dallas Cowboys through the 2026 season. But, he loves the Dallas Cowboys. He's fascinating. He gets awarded with a new deal. So how good would he be this year? The Cowboys defense is always very, very good, but he will be the 3rd defensive back in the Cowboys to agree to a new contract because you had Trayvon Diggs, who got a $97 million extension, and they retained the safety of Donovan Wilson, who got a 3-year, $21 million deal. Also, you have cornerback Stephon Gilmore, who they just got this past all season. But they're all part of a strong defense until that allowed the 5th fewest points in football last season. So the Dallas Cowboys are very, very good on defense. That's not something we really need to talk about. But also the Dallas Cowboys still have to do the contract work on Micah Parsons due to a big payday. But the defense is also in good shape as they're looking towards the Sunday night football game against the New York Giants. So we will see how that goes along the lines with the defense. But the Cowboys will be all right. They have a very, very good defense. It's not something I'm really worried about along the lines, but they will do something great. Malik Hooker, Trayvon Diggs, Donovan Wilson at safety, and you got Stephon Gilmore. So that's going to be a very, very stacked, legit Dallas Cowboys defense. Also, Cameron Jordan, a very good defensive tackle from the New Orleans Saints. They're going through a lot of things. Second-year head coach Dennis Allen. Cameron Jordan has agreed to a 2-year extension worth $27.5 million. He'll probably be a New Orleans Saint till he retire. It keeps him through the 2025 season as well. So he got his money. But the Saints have thrown caution on the wind with the salary cap for a number of years. But Cam Jordan has been one of the best players to restructure his deal on a near annual basis to help the front office be cap compliant. He also reworked his deal to save the team $10 million against the cap this year. He was only set to earn a base of $1.165 million in base salary 2023, but it doesn't include his $3.1 million signing bonus. But the general manager of the Saints, Mickey Loomis, has done a good job. Things are considered of keeping the Saints competitive despite the limited cap space, and also restructured their contract because the Saints have signed Derek Carr to a 4-year, $150 million deal. So that's a new quarterback for the Saints. But Cam Jordan was set to become a free agent through the season prior to the extension. But the deal had 4 void years that were going to keep on their cap through 2027. But Cam Jordan is also officially a number 24 pick in the 2011 draft. He spent his entire career with the Saints. He's 34 years old. He's recorded at least 7.5 sacks in each of the past 11 seasons. He has 115.5 career sacks, which is second in the franchise to Ricky Jackson, the New Orleans Saints, who had 123. The Saints are coming off a 7-10 season. I think one of the first losing seasons since the Sean Payton era. The defense was ranked ninth in the NFL in points, but allowed 20 points per game. They finished top 10 in points allowed per game in each of the past 3 seasons. Their problem was the offense. So all the defensive guys got paid. Those are very good guys. Everybody's getting paid. Season's on the way. We got preseason on the way in a couple of days. So all these defensive guys have gotten paid. Those defensive guys will be contributors to the team. Malik Hooker, Cam Jordan, Matt Judon. So we'll see how that goes along the lines. But everybody's getting paid that big money. So this is Lambo's World of Sports presented by Silent Sports Network. Don't forget to tune in to Lambo's World of Sports. We'll be catching you later on.